The HDX from Westin is a premium brush guard option here on the site for your 2009 to 2014 F-150. We'll combine 100% stainless steel construction with the category-leading 2-inch tubing and run prospective buyers right around $600. Now the install, while heavy, will get a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and about an hour or two worth of your time, but be sure to hang out towards the end of this video and Tony will show you how to get it done. Now running a brush guard is ultimately going to be the best way to protect the entire front end of your 2009 to 14 F-150 from the grille and rad area, of course, to your headlights as well. Now the HDX here does punch up that protection by offering you that larger tubing. Again, 2 inches overall here for most of your main supports, but more importantly with the punch plate and added supports for the grille and radiator area. So if you do a lot of off-roading or if you do a lot of heavy work on the work sites, this will no doubt help you out and protect that front end of your truck while also kicking in an aggressive look at the same time. Now the HDX is actually going to stand for heavy duty extreme, and again that is the big takeaway here from this fan favorite brush guard from Westin. Again, you are getting that large 2-inch tubing in addition to these massive vertical steel supports here, guys, that will just really help bolster that front end. Also worth mentioning, guys, that if you have an EcoBoost powered 09, or I should say 2011 through 14 F-150, this will still allow for plenty of airflow into your factory or aftermarket intercooler. Now again, this thing is offered right here in black, a black powder coat to be exact, for right around $600. But if you wanted to kick up that appearance a little bit more, Westin does also offer this in a polished finish for some extra money, of course, but will no doubt be a better choice for truck owners looking to match some existing chrome or aftermarket stuff on their truck. Now, some smaller but equally important details to mention here with the Westin do include the fact that you can reuse your factory tow hooks once this bad boy is installed, and I always like to point that out when we're talking about brush guards because that's not always going to be the case with your other options. Now you can also mount some auxiliary lighting to this thing if you wanted, mount some brackets up to the bar itself without having to drill into your truck. And the brush guard itself is going to weigh in at right around 100 pounds. So not exactly light by any stretch of the imagination, but that's kind of a give and take when you add this much protection. It should be pointed out, guys, that again, this will fit most 09 to 14 F-150s, however, with the exception of those Raptors and the Harley trucks. So just keep that in mind before you pull the trigger. But now what do you say we get into that installation as promised? And to give you a better idea of what's involved here, here's Tony with a detailed walkthrough along with the tool breakdown.
Tools you'll need for this installation are as follows: a few different ratchets or impact gun, a 19mm wrench, a 8mm wrench, and a 8mm, a 19mm, and 21mm socket. Right now, let's get started with the installation of our Westin brush guard for the front of our F-150. And now to begin, what we're gonna have to do is remove our lower valance off of our front bumper. We're gonna show you how to get those bolts out. After that, we're gonna go ahead and get a few brackets installed. Once those brackets are reinstalled, we're gonna go ahead and get our lower valance back on our bumper, then we'll get our brush guard installed. All right, now with the use of an 8mm socket, we're gonna go ahead and get these 15 bolts removed that hold on our lower valance. All right, now we have to remove these 2 black covers on the front of our bumper so we can finish getting our lower valance out of the way. Now to get these out of the way, what you're gonna do is reach in through the hole and squeeze the 2 black clips that hold it together, and you can slowly remove your cover without breaking your clips. Now you can squeeze the black clips that are on the back of the valance. All right, now we have to get a few pieces of hardware installed into our frame before we get our brackets installed. First one being this stud plate. Now this is gonna go in a hole that is located directly under your forwardmost body mount on your frame. Now this is right in front of your front tire on the outside of your frame, and you'll see where your body mount is. There's going to be a oval shaped hole directly under that. You're going to insert this into that hole. Down, you'll see the stud sticking out, and we're going to go ahead and put this clear plastic washer over it to hold it in place while we get our bracket ready. Next, we're gonna install this nut plate on the inside of our frame rail where our factory tow hooks would have been. If yours has factory tow hooks, clearly they have to be removed. You can go ahead and line this up with the 2 holes in your frame. All right, now we're ready to get our bracket installed, and these are marked on the inside driver and passenger side. This end here that sweeps up with a single hole in it, that's gonna go into that stud that we inserted earlier. These 2 holes here that are directly in front of that, those are gonna go to the bottom of our frame rail. To secure it to the stud, you're gonna use the washer and the nut that comes in our kit. And don't forget your lock washer. We're also gonna install 2 bolts with washers and lock washers. They go up into the frame on the bottom of our bracket. Now with that installed, we can go ahead and get the other side done, and it's the exact same steps as we just completed on this side. All right, now we have to remove the nut off the back of this stud. That's right about here. That is the stud that holds our bumper to our frame. Now there's one on each side. We don't have to completely remove the bumper to do this. All we're gonna do is remove the nut off the back and actually flex the bracket out. It's pretty thin, it'll move. We're gonna slide our new bracket into place, bolt it back down. We're also gonna add another nut and bolt that comes in our kit to lock it down into place real tight. We're gonna do that on both sides. Now with our 21mm socket, we're gonna go ahead and get that nut off. And grab that bracket, pull out on it, take our new bracket, now we're going to take our new nut and bolt supplied in the kit, and don't forget to put your washers on. Now we're just going to repeat that on the other side. Now, if you'll notice, I really didn't tighten anything up yet, and I did that for good reason. We're gonna wait till we get our brush guard on the front and get it adjusted properly. Then we'll go back and start tightening everything down. That way everything still has that little bit of movement if we need it just for adjustment. Now with all of our brackets in place, we can go ahead and get our lower valance back on and all bolted down. Now that goes back on the same exact way that you took it off. Get all that hardware reinstalled. On some trucks, it might be necessary to trim your lower valance to get it around our new brackets. All right, now we're ready to lift our brush guard up onto the front of our truck, and well, this has a little bit of weight to it, so we're gonna get the help of our friend, your friend, my friend. This is Ryan. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get the last 4 bolts in place. Now they're just gonna go right into the front for those 2 brackets that we installed earlier. And then we're gonna go ahead and get everything locked down. Now with the use of a couple 19 millimeters, we can go ahead and get everything tightened down. Well, with everything tightened up, that finishes our installation of our new brush guard. And let me tell you, I think it looks great. Now, for more parts and videos like these, make sure you visit us at AmericanTrucks.com.